Hello, my name is Dan Austin, and welcome to What's Up in Real Estate. Glad you could join us this evening, and quite thankfully, we're going to have just an incredibly dynamic show for you tonight. I have some very special guests on it. I'll be introducing in a moment. These guests I have on are a very special husband and wife real estate team, and they do some very unique things. They'll take a home that's been on the market for 6 months, 2 years, and they have a remarkable average of selling that home, or those homes, in an average of 18 days. Quite a remarkable statistic, if you ask me. I've been doing real estate for over 11 years. In mortgages, and I haven't been anything like this, and I was quite excited to have them on our program today. Simply put, I'd like to introduce them. They've been written up in newspaper articles, as you would probably imagine. They've been on television, and I'm happy to have them on our show today. Paul and Ginger Conti from Remax Valley Property. Thanks very much for being on our show. Thank you. So, with regard to all the real estate questions I have, and I'm really excited about going into them in detail. First of all, I want to congratulate both of you. I understand this is a month that you're celebrating something rather special, your 30th anniversary, I understand.
Right.
Right. Well, you should celebrate all month long. Anybody in this business or in this lifetime that can be married for 30 years deserves a month-long celebration. So take full advantage of it.
We'll try to find that.
Thanks for taking time out with us today. Well, I'd like to talk about some of the ideas that you do, and let's just start right with this. Paul, what is it you do when you walk into someone's home? What is it you do that separates you from, or you and Ginger, from other real estate teams or people?
Well, what we do, Dan, is we actually will bring furniture in, lighting, pictures, and whatever it might need in order to decorate and stage the home to make it look like a decorated showcase.
Much like a home when new construction.
Exactly.
They have a decorator come in and do these things. Right. Okay. What led you to start doing this concept on pre-existing homes? Maybe you should answer that.
Well, what happened was I had been working with Paul for a couple of years in marketing and follow-up and that kind of thing, working with the clients. And we were in a vacant house one day, holding it open, and I was sitting there and I said, I could do something with this place because my background is in decorating, and I've worked in sales for Nordstrom's and saw how they use displays to sell their merchandise, and displaying is everything. So I said, well, I'm going to try bringing in some things and let's see what happens to this place. It had been on the market and it wouldn't sell. So I went home and I set a box full of goodies out of my garage because I love decorating so much. I always had everything supplies. People say I should decorate out of my garage. So I went home and got a box of supplies, came there and put up some pictures, some table and chairs, some lighting. We sold it like in a few days after that. And we said, hey, we are onto something here.
It must have like a dream job for you. You must love decorating.
I love it, yeah. I love transforming homes that they wouldn't sell and making believers out of unbelievers that this could possibly work.
Well, perfect. Can you give us an example of a home that you may have recently redesigned, and how quickly you were able to turn that around?
Yeah, a home on Green Tree right off of Winchester, actually 3 doors from Winchester. Laura and Jeff Houser, they called us up and they had their home in the market previously for 4 months. It had not sold. So they called us up. They were going through the whole interviewing process again, and they chose us as one of 3 agents they wanted to interview. Well, Laura was real excited when she got our information about how we stage the homes, decorate the homes to sell, and she really believed the concept, but her husband said, I don't believe it. But meanwhile, they had a house that was being built in Sacramento, and they were he was living there during the week and coming home on the weekends, and they were at the end of their rope. They had to get this house sold.
Emotionally and physically.
Yes, they were. So we went over and we interviewed for the job, and she was real excited about it, and Jeff would hardly even come in the room. Occasionally he'd come in and listen a little bit and go back to the other room, and they said, what else what have they got to lose? We're not going to charge extra for this, and we have a list this long, and they could call all the clients they wanted to. So Laura said, well, she believes it because she knew that, that new home development decorates the homes and it makes them sell. So they said, okay, well, what would you do to this house? So I said, okay, in the living room, we walk in the door, and there's gorgeous hardwood floors. There's a beautiful buffet, and right next to it, the whole corner is filled with desks and computers. So I said, okay, in the living room right now, what we need to do here is we need to take out all the desks and computers, Jeff. I'm sorry, but this is what you need to do. Stack them in the garage. Take out that table, that chair. Take off pictures off the wall. In the kitchen, I said, what we need to do here is it's a beautiful kitchen, but the table's too large, and it's taking over the room and making the room look small. So take out the table. I'll bring you a table. And they just couldn't believe it. Jeff said, I don't want to spend any money. He didn't even want to spend the money on a picture to hang on the wall. I said, well, you don't have to.
Sounds like a very frustrated man.
He was. But anyway, so it was great. We went in there. I decorated the house. They put the children out for the afternoon. It took me about 5 hours. I stayed to home. She called me and she said, this place is gorgeous. She was so thrilled. She had agents calling her back, telling her how beautiful her home was. That never happened before. She had more people through in the first week than she had it the whole time before. We sold it on the 9th day, and Jeff was happy. They were so excited, and they got to move on, and they got to move before Christmas.
You know, I was thinking that in some cases, some of the people that may come in and talk about what you're going to do to their home and make the transformation. In Jeff's case, he set his house up to make it practical.
Right.
But what's practical isn't always what's practical to sell their home.
Right.
So he had things and so on, and it was functional for him, but certainly someone else coming in had to try to imagine what this home might be designed another way, and that's what you provide.
Right. He came home on the weekends, and he was, I'm sure, at his desk and computers and also probably pretty much the weekend.
Of course.
But he was willing, at that point though, after 4 months of not selling, he said, fine, I'll do whatever you say. I said, you don't have to hire a storage place or anything. Just put it all in the corner of the garage. And so they were thrilled to do that. They were just sitting there taking notes. Okay, we'll do whatever you say. And they were wonderful people to work with, I might add, too. And it was exciting to see them move on. They packed up the 4-year-old twins and got them move on to Sacramento, where they really wanted to be. He had a new job, and that's where Grandma lived.
You know, what a wonderful solution you offered them.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, this was a true success story for you. To what extent, or do you ever have anyone feel, people do get a bit, I would say, defensive, possibly? You know, maybe a woman who spent time designing and putting things in a special place, or a man that may have had some special ideas of what he wanted for his interior. Maybe he's brought things in from all over the world where he's traveled, and you think, well, why wouldn't someone else like this? And you have to come in and probably in a very soft, casual way, massage their egos a little bit. Not to say that you don't like what they've done, but I probably should let you answer this question and answer it for you, but go ahead. I'd like to hear if you have an example that you might give us from.
Partly it's just that they see how much marketing we do as well as the decorating aspect. They know of my husband's 20 years of experience in selling property, and so by the time, they hear of all that, they see the list of clients who we've sold for, there's not too much defensiveness, but I'm always very careful to softly tell them what needs to be done and to be sensitive to what their needs are. And I work with what they've got. I've worked with futons in the living room and a braided rug that was left neat that, I worked around that, sold it in a week. I brought in antiques and staged the home, sold it in a week. I've worked with black and white disco kitchens. I've worked with it all. And I've worked with some gorgeous houses too, where I've walked in and all I've had to do was say, leave these lights on, let me put these lights here, let's move this here, let's change this. So we do it in a subtle way. Sometimes it takes some pretty radical things, though.
But someone always gets your professional opinion from both of you about what's necessary.
Yeah.
So we're talking mostly about decorating things, and we'll talk about some of the marketing ideas I'm sure you get involved with, Paul. But before we leave it, we'll do that a little later in the program. But the different ideas you have, I understand from the articles I've read that you can decorate up to 12 homes at any one time. Is that correct?
That's right.
But where did you acquire all these different items? And maybe you might want to share some of these little gold mine places that have some of these articles or photographs or antiques that you'd like to share with them.
Well, we have one local store here, right here in San Jose, and if they want to give us a call, we'll be glad to give them the name of that person. We even have a discount coupon for our clients only.
Is that right?
That's Woodward Antiques, and then owner's name is Stacy. And then we have one that's an hour and a half away that we'd have to give them a special little map to, but we've picked up a lot of great antique bargains there. We've bought things all the way from Monterey to Sonora.
Is that right?
Picked up everything, yeah. So we've picked up, lots of antiques that gotten great deals on them. We know them all. We know all the antique stores.
Yeah, well, as an example, just one day when we were down in Monterey and we'd be driving down the road and we seen this antique store with a little antique chair in front of it, and she looked at me and I looked at her and I said, did you see that chair? She said, yeah, we did. We just hung a U-turn. We went back there and we bargained for it and purchased it. Well, that was one chair out of now I think we have about 45 antique chairs in our garage. It's filled with furniture, and we have 2 vans and 1 van's filled at all times. And so we have enough furniture, yes, to decorate as many as 12 houses at once. And it's sort of exciting.
Does it cost any more for someone to get the service from you?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
So what they would pay a normal realtor is the same cost that you have?
Exactly right.
We don't charge extra for our decorating service, but I do have other realtors who try to hire our services, but we only do this for our clients. It is work, but we love it and it transforms the home. It is that I would only do for our clients.
So we need to take a short break. We'll be right back with you. Stay with us and be back to that in a moment. Welcome back to our program. This is What's Up in Real Estate. I'm Dan Lawson, your host. And quite frankly, I'm glad you're back with us. And for those of you just joining us, please stay with us. We have a very good show for you, a very exciting show. We've been talking to Paul and Ginger Conti from Remax Valley Property. They have a very unique selling approach, and I think you will be very interested in hearing more about this. For the sake of those who just joined us, how would you describe what you do in 15 seconds or less?
Well, actually, what we do, Dan, is we'll actually go into a home and assess the home to see what it takes in order to make it look nice. Again, we'll bring in furniture, we'll bring in lighting, we'll bring in whatever it takes in order to lighten it up, brighten it up, and make it look exciting. All the way down to bringing in pictures of Shirley Temple if we need to in order to warm it up. And then that's just the starting point of it as well.
They remember Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as a matter of fact, you brought a video for me, and I think it'd be probably an appropriate time to really show the transformation you both made. I guess especially you, but we'll show the before, and then we'll break and talk about it a little bit, and then come back and show the afterwork of what special quality you bring to a home. So if we could roll that film now, we can have you narrate.
Okay. This particular home was on the market for 4 months before we took it over. They had redone everything from the hardwood floors, new kitchen, new bathroom, and they couldn't sell it. We told them what it needed was to be decorated. So as you notice here, they had beautiful hardwood floors, but they had a fireplace that was kind of sticking out in the middle of the room. So I decorated that with some old pictures, some china and things there, and just staged it with the antique furniture and all. Set up a little table and chairs in the dining room here, you'll see. It's completely vacant right now. But I could see the potential in this place when I opened the door. I said, oh, this will be great. This particular family was up in Oregon, had never even met us, but saw our marketing. Here's the kitchen. It's completely blank. They had put $30,000, I couldn't quite believe it, in this little kitchen. Redone the cabinets, the appliances, the floors, everything. But it just didn't have any character. It didn't have any warmth or charm in there. And so you'll see in the after shots what I did to that kitchen.
It's a beautiful kitchen as it sits.
It was.
I'm looking forward to seeing the warmth.
But it just didn't have the warmth or the character that it will when it's decorated. It was a great house to work with. I could see the potential when I walked in there. And the bathroom is your basic redone bathroom, new tile. This house I think was probably 35 years old or so. But it had been redone everywhere from new yards to new bathroom fixtures. Just a basic bathroom, and I'm going to go back in there and I like to use real warm colors and Laura Ashley things in there to give it the charm and all.
To bring it into a point that when someone walks in, they see that as their house.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about when you bring things into a home. How is it that you bring them? You have a U-Haul, or what exactly do you do to get everything there, and how long does it take you? I'm sure most of the people here are quite interested in understanding more about how you both operate.
Well, we have a garage, and we have several vans, and what Ginger will do is after we've assessed the home, Ginger will determine what it is she needs. So she'll gather up everything, Dan, and we'll with my experience of packing, where I am able to pack up a van full of furniture in such a way that I will be able to use that and drive it to the home and unload the furniture and then let her at it and let her start decorating and just leave her there. And I'm amazed on how much furniture I can load. I can understand how movers can pack houses because I'm able to load up a van to fill what's necessary.
And then I'm sure you leave her alone. So I understand you turn some classical music on, get a Diet Coke, and start going.
Yeah, our motto is we decorate, but it's really sort of, he drops me off at the furniture, and I turn on my classical music, and nobody can be around. And I just start creating, I start hanging pictures, and I just move from room to room. And
well, as a matter of fact, I think they're ready to show the next segment, the transformation. So why don't we roll that film?
I'm amazed at the transformation myself. Okay, back at the front door, just something real simple. A wreath on the front door before it just looks kind of cold on the front door. And actually, we have music playing too, which you don't see now, but there's always some soft classical music playing. And but I'm sure you notice now, it has more character and charm. There's antiques on the, antique bookcases and that kind of thing. There's Shirley Temple up on the fireplace there, right? Lots of lighting. Lighting is very key. You'll see some old family photos up there of husband and wife. I picked pictures up here, there, and everywhere. All the antique dealers know it. We have a setting in the kitchen. We have some china. The fan is on, the lights are on, the music is playing. The couple that bought this home, actually, we sold this home after it had been on the market formally for 4 months. We sold this home on the 9th day. We had 2 offers on the 9th day. They were so excited. Matter of fact,
I remember the realtor went in there and showed the property, and she just stood there
she couldn't believe it. She loved the house.
She was there for at least an hour just looking around.
Did she make an offer?
No, her client did.
Yeah, right, exactly. So just set up some things in the kitchen. I like to use the antique chairs. Sometimes people ask me, here's the kitchen, and there's also, I took it back here with our video, takes it back a little bit. What I did to the fireplace there to make it look like it had a purpose to be in the middle of the room, because it really was sticking out in the middle of the room. But once I got it saved with the old photos, the pictures and plants and all, it looked really nice. I had lights on it. I have a couple of Shirley Temple pictures there, because people, when they see that picture, they stop and they stay for a while, and that's what we want them to do. We even have a Seaver family picture over on the left side, too.
Right.
So,
but it does have to be very useful when someone walks in. Me as a buyer, I walk in and I see 50 homes on a weekend or so. If there's that many might be listed for me to view. And I'm sure this is a way for you to separate your home from others who can say, oh, well, you don't remember, mine was the one that had the Shirley Temple film.
Right. We follow up very closely on all of our listings, showings. And one agent, she said, I can't remember that house. She said, are you kidding? I showed 50 houses last week. And I said, but there was a picture of Shirley Temple on the piano. And she said, oh, I remember that house. That was a great house. And then she gave me feedback on it. So that's one of the reasons we do it.
The other thing I would like to add too, Dan, is that we're getting calls at our office, and agents are asking, they're asking what listings we might have, because they know that our listings show really nice.
Oh, so there's the bathroom.
Right. Well, the bathroom there, I brought in some hunter green and burgundy accessories, and just had some lighting and some things sitting around. And people who have seen the video tell me that they really see a big transformation and drastic transformation, and they understand why we do what we do.
I'm curious, do you ever tell her, say, can I just not sell my house now? And
yes. We have some that are just, we had one couple, they were peeking around the corners and all these people were going to their house, and we had their house staged for the first time that night, and they were looking around the corner saying, oh my gosh, look at it, it's so beautiful.
You don't want to move.
Yeah.
Well, when we list the homes, one thing I mentioned to them, I said, well, there's one thing you have to promise me, and they go, what's that? And I go, you have to promise me that you won't decide to keep the home, because we've had many sellers would say, well, it looks so nice, I want to stay here. I'm going, well, you can't, it's for sale.
Yeah, speaking of sales, in 1996, from statistics that I've seen, the average home stays on the market somewhere plus 50 days. At least it did in 1996. This is certainly a different market now, or 97 and so on. But I understand your average time on the market was about 18 days. It's truly remarkable. Can you address that for us? I think it's very important.
Yeah. Well, actually, again, when you put a home on the market, it's that when the clients walk in, the buyers walk in, it's the first shot of what they see. And I think by staging the home and making it look really nice, the buyers will come in and it'll just be a shock to them, and they'll love it. And so I think it's the first week it's important when you're marketing a home that's prepared correctly.
I understand you have a guarantee. Why don't you elaborate on this guarantee?
Well, sure, Dan. Thanks for asking that. What we'll do is we will guarantee that if we don't sell your home in 45 days, that we'll pay you $500. And as a matter of fact, we haven't paid $500 to anyone as of yet. We started this guarantee, I guess it was about a year and a half ago.
Is that right? Oh, it's a tribute to what you do. And I think everyone watching the program has seen what a wonderful addition you have to the real estate community. So that brings me to the next question. What helpful hints might you have for a potential seller of a home?
Well, Dan, what we have, we have several packets to give out to sellers, and what we have is one list of tips that we call it our 9 most common mistakes that home sellers make and how to avoid them. And if they'd like, they can call us on the 800 number that's on the screen, and we'd be more than happy to send that to them. Free, no charge, no obligation.
Wonderful, wonderful. In the booklet, we have more than one type of booklet. You mentioned the nine.
Yes, yeah, we do. We put together questions, and I want to call it 30 most powerful questions to ask a realtor before signing anything. And then I also have the top 50 questions and answers that asked when buying real estate in Santa Clara County, which is very helpful for buyers.
Well, we're nearly out of time. What upbeat message you'd like to leave our audience with today?
Well, I would say that all they have to do is give us 5 hours, and we will take their home and transitionize it into a model home and make it look superb. And when buyers walk into it, they will just fall in love with it.
Is that right? Well, thank you very much for being part of our show. I really enjoyed having you on. Would love to have you back on the program again. I think there's more we can talk about. You stay with us. The Red Flowers will be back with us in a